Filming motorcycle travel is an ongoing task at the Motorcycle Tech and Travel channel. Whether you vlog at YouTube, have a magazine website or channel, or simply want to document memorable motorcycle adventures, using action cameras can be an exciting part of your motorcycle lifestyle. My dozen years of filming videos, with lots of experimenting, have led to making the right camera choices, picking useful points of view, and developing a filming strategy that makes editing much easier. Short of adding a compact drone, my setup is practical and strategic for the writing backdrops, optimal storytelling, and post-production editing. The Honda XR650R and our other bikes each star in the channel's videos. The dual sport capability of the XR650R makes it a prime filming platform. Kept road and trail ready at the channel's tech studio with a focus on preventive maintenance, the bike is outfitted for quick camera charges and dual sport riding. So let's do a walk around of the bike and review the 4 cameras that I currently use. I'll share how each camera works best and how I use them. Point of view and secure mounting are critical. Protecting camera equipment is always a concern. There's more than $1,800 worth of camera equipment on board. I'll share what works for me when filming travel and adventure videos. While you may start out with far less equipment, your results can be gratifying and predictable. We build up our camera gear over time. A DJI Mini 5 Pro drone is on my wish list. Motovlogging always requires a good action camera and mic. My aim with a primary camera is both affordability and function. I want an adequate audio mic and reliable link to the camera. Equipment is always evolving, and I stepped into this market with a GoPro Hero 3. The rugged small camera had a built-in microphone and came with an added LCD back screen. That was over a decade ago. For years, I got by with this camera's sharp 1080p resolution. Fast forward to the needs of the Motorcycle Tech and Travel channel, and I stepped up for a GoPro Hero 10 Black with a GP2 processor, maximum 5.3K 60 and 4K 120 resolution, and GoPro's hyper-smooth stabilization. The built-in mic was adequate, but for trade show interviews and selfie narratives, I stepped up for the GoPro Media Mod add-on. Media Mod provides a directional mic and features that enhance the camera's functions. Though not necessary, the Media Mod has been useful. If I were starting from scratch, I would begin with these 2 pieces of equipment. I'd likely pick the latest generation camera. Like other products in this market, there are now 2 later versions of the Hero camera, the 11 and 12. Features keep adding up, but for my current purposes, this Hero 10 Black gets the job done. It is functional in low available lighting, including shop shoots involving mechanical chores with detailed close-ups. If I have complaints, one would be the short filming time per battery charge. The other is the focal distance for close-up subjects. Due to the lens design, I have to back away from the subject to achieve a sharp focus. Approximately 18 inches or closer will be out of focus. This can be a hard rule to follow when filming a tech subject with detailed close-ups. I have to move away from the subject, then crop the image or footage in post-production. Not a deal breaker, it's more a nuisance. Be aware that GoPro and other action cameras have a fixed focal length lens. They get maximum resolution at wide angle. The standard and telephoto modes are just cropping down from the original wide angle view. You're not zooming in like a 35mm or 3/4 zoom lens. The pixel counter resolution declines with the crop. I usually shoot the GoPro cameras at standard mode and linear horizon, filling the frame with the subject. This helps minimize pixel loss from cropping. Cropping degrades the final image sharpness and quality. Short filming time per battery charge is allegedly resolved in the current generation Hero 12. I have lost footage from dead batteries and instead depend on a Volta power source. I will share details on the GoPro Volta. The Media Mod has worked well for me. I plug a lavalier mic directly into the mic port and send the audio signal from the helmet mic to the camera. There is also a readily accessible charging port where I can connect to the Volta or other external USB-C power sources. This is very helpful for long rides and filming stints. I can run the camera on Volta power and even remove the battery from the Hero 10 to reduce camera and battery heat buildup. Overheating can cause an abrupt, automatic camera shutdown while you're busy operating the motorcycle. By removing the battery and using remote power from a Volta or other power supply, you won't be wondering whether the camera is overheated and turned itself off in the middle of your ride. For a mic, many want a high-end Rode wireless go-to system for quality audio. I like that level of technology too. However, for my purposes currently, a simpler and inexpensive Purple Panda lavalier mic, available at Amazon and elsewhere, works fine. The mic clips to a camera helmet mount strap inside the chin guard. A short adapter cord feeds to the Media Mod mic port, which also provides the mic's power. If I keep the helmet face shield down, the sound is quite acceptable and clear. Of course, with the face shield up, as with any lavalier mic, there will be wind noise when the bike is moving. I want the engine, exhaust, and ambient noise, but I don't want wind distortion or static. A comment at the channel noted the risk of wearing a camera in front of your face. I use an elastic strap chin mount, common for helmet mounting, that does yield some. Especially with the face shield down, I have more reason to be concerned about the camera getting damaged than whether I'll break my nose and knock my teeth out from plowing my face into the ground. While either case is a genuine safety concern, using a chest mount or direct top and side helmet mount is not without hazards. Landing on your chest could push the camera into your sternum. On that note, I do wear a chest shoulder protector when trail or open desert riding. There is a GoPro chesty mount among my accessories that I used for years. In any case, use good judgment and be safe. The balance is achieving good camera angles, especially with a solo camera. Frankly, the chin or chest perspectives have worked best for me. This is the metal braid wrapped USB-C cable that connects the Hero 10 to the Volta. I make sure there is plenty of slack and that the cable will not get caught up in moving motorcycle parts. In this setup, the Volta stands upright near the headlight on a custom bracket that I made. The Volta and camera can connect via Bluetooth. When possible, I prefer making the Volta a simple switch-on power source without any Bluetooth complications or surprises. Considering the Hero 10's battery life, the Volta is a must item. A recent addition to my motovlog filming is an Insta360 X3 camera. You never know when to buy gear, and the products are always evolving. A month after I bought the X3, the X4 released with higher resolution and longer battery life. Currently, many consider the X4 a must-have 360-degree camera, although the X3 is still being marketed. Given the learning curve with any editing program and new camera, the X5 or higher will likely be available before I master this camera. I rationalized my way into buying a 360-degree video camera. Given my trail and open desert riding plans, my real desire was a DJI Mini Pro 4 drone. A drone for motovlogging provides an immersive, visceral perspective that we all enjoy, a natural for outdoor travel and adventure. Instead, I consider the cost-effective versatility of a 360-degree camera that offered good ground perspectives and even a modest simulation of aerial or drone filming. To protect my X3 investment, especially around dual sport motorcycling, I added stick-on Insta360 X3 lens guards. Twist mount replaceable guards are now built into the X4. I also opted for a sturdy aluminum case available from a third party at Amazon. The extension stick, more niche clamps, and additional mounting hardware were also available at Amazon. I discovered that the extension stick would not stay locked at a given length. Otherwise, while made, the stick was worth keeping. I carefully drilled an alignment hole at each joint and installed secure sheet metal screws to assure the rod's length. For motovlogging, improvising like this is not unusual. I first tried a rear perspective with the X3 mounted on the stick, hiked upward from the bike's rear rack. That's not the view I wanted. Instead, I made a custom bracket to mount the camera at the front of the bike. The mounting stick and X3 tilt slightly upward from the handlebar and extend to the front edge of the front fender. This perspective is the bike coming toward the camera. An aerial effect can be created during editing with the Insta360 Studio software. While not a bona fide drone perspective, it's getting closer. The Insta360 offers many other point of view and field of view options. While some are gimmicky, others can tell a unique story. From a videography standpoint, the X3 is an effective tool for sharing the environment and highlighting the sensations of riding a motorcycle. Camera shake is always a concern. Off pavement or on pavement with knobby tires, you can multiply that issue. My somewhat elaborate X3 mounting method is actually a necessity. At first I tried a single front clamp using the Volta upright. The camera and extension rod sagged during a ride or drooped down at exactly the wrong moment. It took 2 upright supports, one at each side of the headlight plus the handlebar base clamp to secure the camera. I fabricated the bracket that supports the uprights at the headlight. The bracket attaches to existing factory holes in the bottom fork leg brace. This bolt-on bracket can be easily installed or removed in minutes without leaving a mark on the bike. The X3 360-degree camera is now a part of my filming process. I blend keyframes and clips from the Insta360 X3 camera into my post-production editing. You can see the perspective and decide whether that's a viewpoint you want. The export file format from Insta360 Studio is common MP4 files. Edited Insta360 Studio files open directly within your regular video editing software. Here, Insta360 has done an admirable job. Post-production editing can be a deal breaker for writers interested in producing videos. It's either too costly or too frustrating to learn. Insta360 Studio is user-friendly and currently a free tool available for Insta360 camera owners. I have the Hero 10 mounted at the chin of the helmet for a forward perspective. The GoPro Hero 3 was my sole motovlogging camera for years. Hero 3 with the optional LCD display back did a commendable job at a maximum of 1080p resolution. That was plenty for YouTube in the day. Here, the camera is still doing its chores, in this case monitoring the speedometer face on the XR650R Honda. In some videos, I capture the speedometer odometer to emphasize the bike's real-time relationship to speed. For example, I may be doing a tech feature on tuning the carburetor and want to demonstrate the results. The speedometer climbs from 0 to 80 miles per hour with real-time engine sounds, road effects, and gear shifts reflected in the synchronized cameras. This provides a sensory experience around the carburetor's response and the bike's acceleration rate. The Hero 3 can also be mounted along the frame or aimed at a wheel and tire in motion. This camera still has many uses, even at 1080p. Most importantly, the Hero 3 is dependable for various points of view without the need to monitor the camera. I mount the Hero 3 securely, begin recording with the other cameras, and later sync the audio between all cameras at the start of post-production editing. There's no need to retire this rugged 1080p camera yet. Another great camera that requires no attention during a shoot is the GoPro Hero 11 Mini Black. This camera has a built-in battery with ample runtime. You simply preset it for the desired resolution, which I typically shoot at 4K 30 frames per second to align with my other cameras and spare battery life. The only requirement beyond this is to remember to turn the camera on and off. This can be done manually or through Bluetooth from your cell phone and the GoPro Quick app. The only drawback with this simpler camera is that it's video only. There is no mic, and you won't get a soundtrack. Used with other cameras or a separate sound recording device, the Hero 11 Mini Black is great for images and running footage. The Hero 11 Mini's resolution is optimal. The camera can shoot cinematic 5.3K 60 and even 2.7K 240 video. In editing, 24.7 megapixel stills can be captured from the video frames. The stabilization is GoPro's Hyper Smooth 5.0 with built-in horizon lock. Virtually waterproof at the ground level, this is a terrific all-weather companion camera for B-roll or parallel shooting alongside other video cameras with mics. Most often, I use this gem for a frontal view of my helmet and face as shown here. The camera runs unattended during the ride. As long as the red light is still flashing, you're filming. Image quality from the fixed focal length lens is wide enough for broad perspectives without distortion. Like most of us, I often head off for rides on short notice. Given the time interval for charging GoPro and Insta360 batteries, the best approach for spontaneous outings is to have the camera and extra batteries fully charged in advance. I use the GoPro wall plug unit with its 2 USB plugs to charge 2 devices at a time. I also use 110-volt power strips with built-in USB ports. Always make sure the voltage and amperage from the charger or power source is within the specifications for your cameras. Otherwise, damage to the camera, shortened battery life, or even a fire is possible. The newer GoPro equipment and the Insta360 X3 are each common USB-C plugins. This includes the Volta, my Hero 10 Black, and the Hero 11 Mini Black. As for battery drain while filming, the most reliable, lengthiest, and most predictable device is the Insta360 X3, even when shooting in 360-degree 2-lens mode. Many users are now making the Insta360 X3 or the X4 their primary camera. In single lens, 180-degree mode with a built-in mic or mic port, these make versatile action cameras. Insta360 Studio software helps at the editing end. As you would expect, the 360-degree dual lens shooting modes use much more battery. I always charge the mini camera battery after each use with a GoPro wall plug charger or my PC computer USB port. On the bike, I can operate the Hero 11 Mini Black from the Volta. When stopped, the Mini or other cameras can even be charged from the Volta's USB-C power source. Some motovloggers carry additional power sources. I have Gaither's powerful Jack the Mech off-road kit for long-distance remote travel. Jack the Mech can jumpstart a 12-volt motorcycle, car, or even a light diesel up to 6 liters size and a maximum 1,000 amp starter load. The power bank stores 2,000 amps, enough to recharge all my action cameras, the Volta, and the extra batteries during a lengthy remote excursion. I also have standalone USB chargers for my extra camera batteries. Charging from a PC or other low amp sources will reduce heat buildup and take the camera body out of the charging process. Heat is a significant issue with any action camera or battery. Charging batteries in the cameras will heat them up, and these cameras do not have ventilating fans. When filming on a moving motorcycle, a steady airstream can help keep the camera from overheating. GoPro and Insta360 action cameras have a protective, built-in automatic shutdown mode to prevent damage from excess heat. Riding in hot summer weather or when the camera has too much direct sun exposure, it is common for these cameras to shut themselves down. Similarly, placing a camera near engine or exhaust heat or isolating the camera from the cooling airstream can cause an overheat. When this happens unexpectedly, this can ruin a shoot. My formula for extending camera and battery life includes removing the batteries for charging when possible. I use a lower amp USB power source like a PC or laptop when time is not an issue. Here, I am simply topping off the batteries before a ride. After a ride and filming, a sensible routine includes removing the batteries along with the mini SD storage discs. The discs go into your computer for backing up files for editing, while the batteries go into standalone chargers. The Volta takes a while to charge with a USB-C charge source, simply because it has an ample 4,900 mAh capacity. GoPro claims a maximum 5.5 hours of 4K 30 recording time from the Volta, putting out 5 volts, 2.4 amps, or 12 watt maximum output. A USB-C 5 volt 3 amp charger can recharge the Volta in approximately 2.5 hours. The Volta, by itself, is then a power bank or charge source for other devices, including the cameras. If you either have or plan to create a GoPro camera system, check out the many features of the Volta. It provides the filming time necessary for long rides. So for filming with the Honda XR650R, the goal is to provide the Motorcycle Tech and Travel channel subscribers with an immersive, engaging, high-resolution experience. Equipment and subject matter may differ, but the same goals apply to the technical videos that I film at the shop studio. Join us as a subscriber and let's build an exciting motorcycle community.